Hey guys, what's up? My name is Eric and I'm the Techie Agent, and today we're talking about the heart rate tracking on the Garmin Fenix 5. Now this will apply to the Garmin Fenix 5X, which is what I have here on my wrist. It will apply to the Garmin Fenix 5 and also to the 5S because all of them share the same built-in optical heart rate sensor. Now, this optical heart rate sensor does appear to be the exact same hardware as the previous generation Garmin Fenix 3 HR. However, there have been some slight modifications to the heart rate sensor. It is set back against the watch a little bit more flush. It protrudes away from the watch a little bit less than the previous generation. So this lends itself to it being a little bit more comfortable than the previous generation, and it does not appear, at least in my preliminary test, that this is affecting the heart rate accuracy. Now, with that being said, this built-in optical heart rate sensor is by no means the end-all be-all of heart rate tracking. This device does pair with external heart rate sensors, both A&T Plus and Bluetooth sensors, and that's going to be necessary if you want to get the most accuracy in terms of collecting your heart rate data, specifically during active exercise. Now, in terms of all-day resting heart rate, this does track your all-day resting heart rate 24/7. It does not do minute intervals. There's a lot of other fitness trackers out there that say that they do constant or continuous 24/7 resting heart rate tracking. However, they only are doing intervals of maybe 1 minute or 5 minutes or every 10 minutes taking a reading. This particular watch, the Garmin Fenix 5, is taking readings 24/7. The optical heart rate sensor is always on as long as it senses that it's on your wrist. The only time that it really shuts off is when it senses that you've taken it off and maybe set it beside your bed or set it down, and then the optical heart rate sensor will turn off. But when it's on your wrist, it's always taking a reading. It's always getting your resting heart rate. And in terms of accuracy for resting heart rate, optical heart rate sensors are fine, and this one does spectacularly well. So if you're just wanting to track your all-day resting heart rate data, this sensor is a great sensor and it's a great watch just because it simply is taking readings constantly, and it'll give you a very accurate picture of what your resting heart rate is. And then also tracking your heart rate throughout the day also helps the watch determine what kind of calorie burn you're doing throughout the day. So there are particular times where maybe you're going up a long flight of steps, or maybe you're walking rather briskly to from a parking lot or to wherever you work, and that little bit of elevation or that little bit of elevated heart rate will impact your caloric burn throughout the day, and this will detect that since it's taking constant readings, and so it will lend itself to more accuracy for your all-day or 24/7 health and fitness tracking. Now, in terms of active fitness tracking or active heart rate tracking, that's where this is a little bit polarizing. For steady-state cardio exercises such as cycling or such as running or even hiking, this is going to be plenty accurate. I've taken this out now on several runs on a bike ride, and it does very, very well tracking my heart rate data during those kinds of active exercise. And I'll throw up some graphs on screen now so you can see evidence of that. It was able to track my heart rate when it was high, when it was low. It was able to track spiked and elevated heart rate data. And so during steady state cardio, this built-in optical heart rate sensor does really well. Now, during other kinds of exercise, it doesn't do so well. And that's not because this isn't a great heart rate sensor or because it's a junk watch. Just the nature of built-in optical heart rate sensors on the wrist are that they just typically aren't very accurate for things or for exercises like CrossFit, weightlifting, strength training, boot camp styled exercises, martial arts, all of those kinds of exercise. So I did take this into the gym. I did do some weightlifting. I did do some of those more intense or high intensity exercises. And the heart rate sensor just was not able to perform in a satisfactory way. And so if you're going to be taking this into the gym to be doing any sort of strength training or boot camp or high intensity interval training, you'll definitely want to consider purchasing an external heart rate sensor. Now, the great thing is this is compatible with both A&T Plus and Bluetooth heart rate sensors. And so you really can take your pick on whatever it is that you might be interested in pairing with this. I particularly like the Scosh Rhythm Plus, and I'll put a link for that particular product in the description below. But I've used that, and it's both the Scosh Rhythm Plus is both A&T Plus and Bluetooth, and so it gives you some variety there. And it is an optical heart rate sensor. However, it takes readings from your arm higher up where it's a little bit more accuracy rather than on your wrist. And so I've had great success using the Scotia Rhythm Plus with the Garmin Fenix 5 in the gym context. And so I would recommend for those of you that are doing that kind of exercise to consider purchasing, an additional external heart rate sensor. And here's the thing, I mean, this is, depending on, what version you're buying, you're looking to spending anywhere between like $500 to even $800 or more for this, for the Garmin Fenix 5. And so if you're going to spend that kind of money, it's worth it to spend an additional $50 to $70 to get an external heart rate sensor that pairs with this, that just really brings home the heart rate accuracy. And so those are my thoughts on the built-in optical heart rate sensor for all-day 24/7 fitness tracking. It's fantastic. For steady state cardio, again, it does wonderful. It's gonna perform well in those areas. And now in terms of strength training and high intensity interval exercises, that's where it begins to fall apart a little bit. And again, it's nothing against the Garmin Fenix 5. That's just the nature of built-in optical heart rate sensors. So that's my experience and review of the Garmin Fenix 5 optical heart rate sensor. Stay tuned for more Garmin Fenix 5 videos as it relates to GPS navigation and other features that this watch offers. I'm doing a series of videos for the Garmin Fenix 5. Hey, if you found this helpful, make sure you hit like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. My name is Eric and I'm the Techie Agent. We'll catch you next time.